In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Great man, good afternoon to you. Mr. George, good afternoon.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's morning. You're both welcome, gentlemen. It's good to see you again in the frame. What we have here is what you call face to face. We see ourselves through the frame, facing each other. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yes, so viewers, we are here on our news, SSM News Global Africa update. Today, Wednesday, 16th July 2025. And I'm here with George from Toronto, Canada, Olayinka Raji from Nigeria. Gentlemen, there's not much from other angles of news, but more on our president, past president that passed away. Raji, tell us, how was former Nigerian President Buhari buried? How did it go?
Well, he was buried with the usual fanfare that we give to a former head of state.
You can, sorry, Raji, you can unmute your phone and speak on. It's just unmute. Okay. Yes, right.
Okay. Yes, he was buried with the usual fanfare that goes on with a former head of state, and he being also a former general of the Nigerian Army, he was given full military honors. Yes, it was the normal way, the Muslim way. All the things that needed to be done was done, and was buried with full respect.
Good. So we saw what we're seeing here, viewers, is his vice during his tenure. Osibanjo, that's the vice president, and we're seeing him right there in Daura with some other past head of states. Multiple people, leaders were at that program. George, yes, thousands of Nigerians gathered for that public prayer and the burial, but still there are so much resentment, so much back talking, so much not too good comments on Buhari. What will you say, George, while we are also watching the screen? George, you need to unmute. Okay, unmute your phone, George.
Yeah. First of all, I saw the burial. I watched this thing. First and foremost, let me just start with I hail our president. First and foremost, Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu. He did a fantastic job. He presented himself. He acted like a president. He acted like a good friend to this man. And he was there from the very beginning. He drove 1 hour to go to Daura, which was and he was right there when the body was lying partially in state before him. People came to greet him and all that kind of stuff. I was very, very impressed. I saw a side of Tinubu that I respected so highly and I commended very highly. But yes, yeah, our Muhammadu Buhari was buried yesterday July 15, 2027, in his hometown in Katsina, the village of Daura. His body arrived from London earlier on that day, and with the Nigerian Air Force jet, and was received at Umaru Musa Yar'Adua International Airport. Our Vice President Kashim Shettima also was present with some officials to welcome them. From the airport, the remains actually draped in the Nigerian flag, which was another thing that was a little different because I'm from Igbo land, I'm a Christian, so it was a little bit on a way, Muslim way, which we don't understand fully when the body was wrapped like that. Usually we bury our dead in coffins, but Muslims, they don't do that. There are some reasons. Olayinka Raji can explain it to us later on. Thousands lined up on the street to pay respect to the elderly statesman. And then also there's what you call the Janaza Islamic funeral prayer. Was led by Sheikh Salisu Rabu. And army generals and service chiefs they carried the body in honor because he was the man. You know what? We can hate him all we want to, but he achieved quite a few number of things of being a general in the army, ruling Nigeria for 2 years, and then coming back again and rule for 10 years under the civilian rule. So he achieved quite a lot. As much as we can talk about whatever he did wrong or whatever he did not do right or whatever the case might be. So what we saw there was a lot of governors were there also. So it was quite a very, very well attended funeral. I was impressed.
Thank you, George. Good run through of that event. Raji, yes, let's know why. You want to tell us why Muslims don't bury with coffin? Maybe our viewers will want to also know that from you. Raji, go ahead.
No, but traditionally, when was coffins introduced into burials in Africa? Coffin is not. Normally, you are wrapped up sometimes in leaves. There are particular leaves that they used to wrap up the person when he dies.
Okay.
It's part of the thing that goes to the grave with him. It is all these so-called European things that started with coffins. So traditionally, you are supposed to go as simple as you came. You cannot be sent naked, even though you came naked. But there have to be some dignity about covering your body in some foliage, in some leaves, in a cloth. Normally, it's a white cloth. Then you'll be buried in that. Simple. In fact, the expense of even the coffin. The expense of the coffin is even so much for the people who are mourning. So it's a good thing that it was very simply in Nigerian colors.
Very simple Nigerian colors.
Yeah, but you see another a little comment there. What Olayinka Raji actually saying makes a lot of sense, because if you remember, the Jewish people also, they bury their dead like that. If you remember, if you read the book of John chapter 11, when Lazarus died, he was wrapped in a cloth. But usually they embalm the body with they embalm the body, they cover the body with a lot of flowers and all kinds of things to make it not decay quickly. And then we saw even when Jesus Christ himself, he died according to the Bible, he was wrapped in that also. So I believe, yes, in the same white cloth and all that kind of stuff. So this is not unusual. It is not unusual. It might be unusual to many of us because of our upbringing, having seen coffins and spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on something that is going to go down and decay anyway. So, and the Muslims, and I asked this question, Ola, and there's a Muslim friend of mine. He was explaining to me that the simpler you are buried is a sign of humility. Is a sign of humility. And also he said that anything else and the way they bury their dead is that it truly portrays ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Doors to
That's what
doors.
he
All right,
said.
George.
Mhm.
George, let's bring in our diva, Bidi Nana from Lagos,
Diva.
Nigeria. Bidi, you are welcome.
Good morning,
You,
our
you,
viewers all around the world. Sir Joyce,
you see,
Yeah,
nice
you,
to
you
see
see
you.
how
yeah.
you see how I'm smiling right now. When I was looking at your face, Massive Mark, and looking online in Karajima, my face was not this lit up. But when she shows up, I lit up right away.
All right,
Welcome,
welcome.
welcome.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
So yeah, good talk, George.
Oh,
But let's
by the way,
we have
Ola, don't be jealous, please, 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 don't be jealous.
I'm cool.
okay, Bidi. Today you buried our late former President Buhari. How was it with the BD network? How did you cover that? How did you see all of it?
Well, our past president, Muhammadu Buhari, was buried yesterday in Daura, Castina, and the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku, and other Nigerians were there, and he has been laid to rest. And I don't know, there's actually a misreaction covering his death and the burial. But the only thing we know is that he's been buried in Daura. I think we should stop it there. I wish that his soul will find peace. In as much as a lot of Nigerians are saying that he will not find peace, but I wish that his soul find peace. And may the Lord console his family.
BD, yours was real sweet, direct, and touchy too. Now, gentlemen, let's talk about the backlashes. Let's talk about some of this whole thing. Truly, there has been some real negative talk, but we want Nigerians to know something. You don't talk ill of the dead, no matter what. It is between that dead person
Take out
and God.
that no matter what. Take out that no
Yes.
matter what.
No,
If you
Raji,
do not
Raji,
want to be
let's have.
talked ill of, if you don't want people to talk ill of you, please
Do
show
what is right.
cause. Yeah, do what is right.
But I'm saying from the wise man's talk. I'm saying also from the
What?
Bible.
Which wise man,
Bible
please?
says,
Which wise man? Which
yes,
wise man, please? I just want to know the wise man.
Okay, very good. The
Massive
wise
man.
man is King Solomon. The wise man is the Bible also. Now, it instructs us not to speak ill. You see, because the dead now is in a different space, a different angle. So it's now between the dead and his maker. So we don't know those things that we probably criticize. We don't know what the rationale behind it. Go ahead, BD. BD, go ahead.
Massive Mike, see, Massive Mike, if you want to attract sympathy when you are dead, when you are gone, you should make policies and decisions that gives people sympathy. You can't be mean, wicked with your decisions, with your actions. Then you come to tell me that Solomon in the Bible, who is Solomon in the Bible? Bible was written by human beings. Remember, even the Bible said that God are God to human on earth. Do you understand? You made a terrible and horrible decisions that killed people, destroyed souls. And when you are gone, you expect people to come and, sweet tongue you. No, it's not done. You see, it's what we've been known with. Nigerians have known that, but it's changing. If you do good when you die, people will talk good about you. But if you do evil when you die, be rest assured that people will talk evil about you. Your soul, your corpse will be humiliated. I'm telling you, and your family will be ashamed of it. And that's actually what is happening in the death of former president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed. Please, President Muhammad Buhari. His decisions, his policies were evil. They were killing. Do you understand? So you don't expect Nigerians to come and be pretending that he did well. He never did well. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't know if you want us to talk about it, but
Yes.
his policies were choking.
Okay.
They were eating.
Let's come.
Sorry, BD. Sorry, BD. Forget the policies. Forget the policies. In 2011, when Buhari lost elections, he unleashed murder, havoc onto innocent people. More than more than 11,000 people were murdered, were killed in cold blood. Buhari was just chuckling. He had no. Look, don't let us talk. Look, if you don't want us to talk ill of the dead, he has no conscience at all.
No, don't worry. Let's not be emotional.
Listen.
Let's
Okay.
Was mean-hearted.
Let me correct a couple of things here. Okay. Number one. The Bible itself talks about when the wicked dies, people rejoice.
Simple.
Okay. The Bible in the book of Proverbs, the Solomon you are quoting, 11:7. So the Bible talks about when the wicked dies, just like what happened to Abacha. There was jubilation all over the place when Abacha died. So now, in this particular case, I wouldn't think that it is just that bad. The point about this whole entire thing is this. Yes, the man was what you call, from his first 2 years in the military head, as a military head of state, he was not the man ruling. I keep on saying this. It seems like we are ignorant to what is really going on. Idi Abo was really the person who was ruling. All this, what do you call it? What do you call that? Discipline, whatever that was the mantra they had then. What do you call that again? Can anybody remember? War against indiscipline.
Wow.
Okay, who was the person who knew about, who brought it up, who actually orchestrated it, who made sure that it happened? It was Idi Abo. So when I was telling people about Buhari in the bid to become the president, the fact of the matter is, yes, he was a military general. Yes, he was a head of state for 2 years. When he came again, the man did not know his left from his right when it comes to leadership. He didn't understand what was going on. No, he ran on, attacking corruption. But the point was, under him, he didn't know what was. It would start right in front of him. They would give him something to sign, and he would sign billions of dollars away to the person without even reading or understanding what was going on. So let's just say this.
How did you know all those things,
okay,
Sir
George?
It was all reported. It was all reported.
The man
it was all reported. It was all reported. So the point is,
something that happened with when it was BTF. You were saying that he didn't know what was happening. Meanwhile, during BTF, billions of naira were wasted, were used for something under his watch. The man is incompetent.
Yeah, so many unaccounted for. So many unaccounted for money was up until today. We don't know. He didn't sell it. He did not. The point. Excuse me.
His soul will find peace. Let him
listen. He did not steal. I don't think he stole money. Hold on. I don't think he stole money. Buhari, I don't believe that he's. Excuse me. I don't think. My opinion.
You are in charge of something, and under your watch, billions are being stolen, are being wasted, and you are coming to tell us that he didn't steal any money. He's just incompetent. So why was he looking for power?
He was incompetent president.
Obviously incompetent. Obviously, in fact, look, please.
Do you know that
let him go and rest in peace. If he can find peace, let him go and rest in peace.
Okay, gentlemen.
If he can find peace, yes.
I see that we have passion for what we talk about, but let me say this for the record. A lot of times people say things that flies as gist, street talk, beer parlor talk, and all of this thing. It is not so. It's good to have that direct information from the real source. I know we're in a time when social media allows all kinds of news or talk and everything, but a lot of the things that are said about Buhari is not true. I must tell you.
Are true.
No. Listen. I'm coming.
We are not there when he cancelled the Metro Line project in Lagos.
Buhari's appointees betrayed his trust, and a lot of them were corrupt. Yes, it was under his radar.
Please, the decision you take about people you appoint. If you, Samak, if you have selected me to be on your program, and I come and mess up your program, the responsibility is due to you, not me.
Okay.
Simple.
All right. So,
Massive
go ahead.
What are those things that were not right? Massive Mark, where are those people that are not right, that people are saying about Buhari? Now, let me give you just one. Under Buhari, the worst election corruption in Nigeria happened. Under Buhari, under the Mr. Corruption, Mr. Fighting Corruption, the worst election corruption happened in Nigeria under him. And what is that is not right that you say people are saying? Please tell me like two, and I will tell you how it happened and how it is true.
No.
I think, Massive Mark, I think that we should leave this subject alone. Okay.
Let him go
Reason being, let him go and rest in peace. But I respectfully disagree with you, Bidi, when you said that Bible was written by man. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16 says that all scripture is written by the inspiration of God. Okay, so it was inspired. It was written by man, but it inspired by God.
Yeah, but it's written by man.
Excuse me. It's written by man. So when you throw it out there that the Bible was written by man, as if there is no direction or inspiration from God. So now I just wanted to correct that for us that are Christians. No. I just wanted to correct that statement.
So you go with yours. It's just the same thing that
no, I just wanted to correct the assertion. You know,
because their God says so. So leave that and let us talk with the reality on the ground.
I just wanted to correct that, and I will always correct it when it is quoted wrong. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Right. It's okay.
It was a statement, but it's corrected.
It's okay.
There's no wrong quotation here.
Go ahead.
There's no wrong quotation here. Yes.
Okay.
It was woman that wrote Bible, but they wrote it with inspiration from
okay.
God.
Let's not go to that side.
Thank you.
Let's not go to the Bible side. We're here on news updates and
thank you.
So
right, gentlemen. But still, I want us to. I want to burn your emotion. Yes, I like people's emotion to be burned out. Still, I want us to talk on this thing, Buhari's thing. We got this news that his PA, he's a public media man, Adesina, said if he had stayed in Nigeria, if he had been treated in Nigeria, he would have been dead long ago. Now, and he said this yesterday, Femi Adesina. Now, that was a very, very ridiculous comment coming from a publicist to the president that had the power to change health facility and health system in Nigeria. And now he's telling us that if the man had stayed in Nigeria for this treatment, he would have been dead long ago. Gentlemen, let's talk about this. Additional, is it speaking with it?
So Mark, okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
See, not just only additional. Garba Shehu, even a week ago, said his too. He said that when they came to tell Nigerians that rats ate billions, that it was just a cover-up to cover up Buhari's illness. Do you understand? So Garba Shehu and additional said that, but that's actually the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria. We have leaders who don't want to fix things in Nigeria, so that it will give them an avenue for them to keep looting Nigerians' fund. Because, do you understand? Even before Buhari assumes office, even our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, before these men assume office, they have health problems. Every right-thinking leader, their first focus would have been to fix the medical health center of Nigeria, health infrastructure of Nigeria. That would have been their first point. But none of them did that because they know if they fix it, they will not have avenue to be looting. And secondly, because they don't care about the Nigerians, they don't care about you. Your health, your well-being is none of their business. What they are interested getting to the position of office in Nigeria is for their own selfish interests because they know they can afford it. Now, they came out to tell us that Buhari illness was costing Nigeria billions every day. I don't want to mention it here. How many billions it was costing them to keep him on a health machine for him to have survived till day. They know. I don't know if they're telling us the truth. How much it cost us. Now, if Nigeria is a country that is working, are there people not supposed to be probed? Even Garba, who came to tell us that the rats eating billions. Now, have anybody come to ask them? Yes, actually, some billions were missing them. So if you say that it was lies to, remove the Nigerians' attention from Buhari's health, then where are the money that was missing? Then you people should bring it. But nobody has questioned them. Even what Additional said, no one will question them. Nigeria is a country where anybody comes and do anything and they get away with it.
Thank you. Let me wait. Sorry, Giraji. Let me bring. We have numbers increasing here. Viewers are listening to you guys. Let me tell our viewers they are tuned in to SSM Wednesday, 16th July 2025 Global Africa update, and we're here talking. You can hear PD giving our views on what's happening. Raji, go ahead. Additional said this, and also we were able to check on that hospital where he passed away in the UK. That's a private hospital that has some high, very exorbitant patients fee. You pay very, very high to get yourself treated in that clinic, that hospital. Go ahead.
So to add to what Bid had just said, if I were a president, even if I'm going to be very, very selfish about my own health, I'll make sure that I get maybe a state house clinic to such an extent that it will cater to all my health needs. Even if it's not going to cater for the whole of the Nigerians, it will cater for my own health needs by all means. So that there was a case of a 21 billion that was spent on State House clinic. Nothing came out of it. 21 billion naira. If for nothing else, any president who comes in should have set a State House clinic such that every emergency that should happen to him will be treated by that State House. So he doesn't have to take 7 hours to get to London before he's attended to. It shows how very small-minded and petty our leaders are, and that shows in the statement of Garba and statement of Additional, and they are all shameless people. Shameless.
It's okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. My own portion is simply this. I agree with you, Olayinka Raji. I agree with you, Bidi, on this particular issue. I agree simply because if we are purposeful in our leadership, if we are thoughtful in our leadership, such things could never have happened. Let me tell you something. Nigeria can afford to have a specialist, appointed, for our president.
Go ahead. Go ahead, George. Unmute your phone. Sorry, I want the image to be flying while you're talking. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So what I was saying is this: if we are deliberate and purposeful in our leadership, if we are not small-minded, like Olayinka Raji said, this could have been a situation solved so many years ago. We saw how many trillions of naira that was spent on Buhari's health. And we are seeing how many billions that are being spent on Asiwaju today. All that money that is being spent to transport, to move, to house, to do, could have built a powerful infrastructure, a medical infrastructure that could have been, let it be executive for the president and some other, people to go there, rather than flying away, wasting all our resources, wasting all our money. And I'm saying this direct to you. Mr. President, you just came back from the burial of our former president, your friend. Would you please pay attention to what we are saying here with regards to you not flying away and spending hundreds of days like Buhari did outside of the country? Bring that medical situation, medical infrastructure back to Nigeria. We need it. Pay attention to what is going on, because we are looking so bad to the general public and to the world around us that whenever our leaders are sick, as a matter of fact, one of the I think it was a president, one of the, I forgot the name of the man yesterday, was talking about that he was in the same hospital with Buhari. And this is one of our Abdulsalam. So he went to London. Why? Why are you guys flying to London? Because the money is available and you're not spending it from your pocket. So why are you doing that? And you're proud to say it. You ought to be ashamed of yourself to do that. Correct this situation and let's put the money to where it's supposed to go to. We have specialist doctors around the world doing incredible things. But when it came to our own country, you want to fly to London, you want to fly to France for medical treatment. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Let's correct this. It is 2025. It's not the time when we should be talking about this. We're talking about light, we're talking about medical equipment and all that kind of stuff. And that's part of the reason too. Because when there is no light or no trust in the light, how can these instruments work? Let's do what is right. And then when you die, we will speak good of you.
Yes. Thank you, George. Gentlemen, I know your passion is burning. Let's go have some small glass of water, quench your taste. Nigeria will not break us down. But when we come back, we'll talk about the guest list. I wasn't too impressed with the number of dignitaries, mostly international dignitaries. We had very few head of state. This man was a president of a country, but very few head of state were there. Guinea-Bissau president, few of them. Niger president obviously will be there. So, but let's come back from the other end. BD, Raji, and George. Thank you.
Here are 3 things that I absolutely loved about Nigeria. Number 1, I fit in. I fit in. Melanin, caramel, chocolate, mocha, whatever you may call it, I fit in, baby. I felt at home. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel like anybody was staring at me. Nobody was looking at me strange when I walked around in the stores. I mean, everybody was minding their own business. Number 2, the people. I mean, Nigerians are a vibe. The diverse culture, the different tribes, the different religions, the people are a vibe, okay? Whatever it is that you're looking for, they got it in Nigeria, okay? And they see you. They see you. They notice you. There's a sense of community. People care. Yes. And of course, you might be woken up at 2 a.m. because there's church going on the loudspeaker, but hey, nothing wrong with a little godliness, okay? Relax. Number 3, I love that Nigerians are resilient. They are resilient. Very ambitious and resilient people. They don't depend on the government for anything. They will figure out how they can take care of themselves. They see their systems. They know it's messed up. And guess what? They still thrive and they still figure out a way to make it work. So shout out to all my Nigerians. You are nothing but
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul, are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
This country has some of the most extraordinary culinary diversity in the world. I'm talking about Nigeria. This first dish is amala abula, made popular by the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. It starts with amala made from dried yam and then is covered in a variety of soups. Next we have ofe nsala, a white soup that is synonymous with the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. It goes best with fufu, or akbo as the Igbos call it. Next we have suya, the most well-known food of the Hausa and Fulani people of northern Nigeria. Meat is covered in a peanut-based powder called yaji and cooked over an and open fire. This is banga and starch, a classic of the Urhobo people of Delta State. Lastly, we have onunu, a plantain-based swallow of the Izon people in South Nigeria. We are eating it with fisherman soup, popular throughout this whole region. And of course, we don't forget the jollof rice. This is popular everywhere in Nigeria. I think what makes Nigeria so great is the diversity of all the different people coming together. These beautiful ethnic groups living side by side, sharing culture and cuisine is what makes Nigeria such an amazing country to visit. Nigerians should be so proud of that cultural heritage, as there is so much more that unites than divides them.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
And that's where we are, Wednesday, 16th July, 11 a.m. African time. Gentlemen, you're welcome. I hope you cleared your throat and lessened the tension. Now, let's come to some other issues. Dangote, Africa's billionaire, number one wealthiest billionaire in Africa, is telling us that we need to invest, that he's telling business people, CEOs, to invest more in Africa. George, Raji, you guys are business, you look into those aspects too. Invest more in Africa, build Africa more, develop Africa, develop the continent. This is what Dangote is saying. Now, there are also factors affecting coming to invest in Africa. Let me start with BD. BD, yes, good advice. Come and invest more in Africa, blah, 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 in Africa, you know. But a lot of businesses that have been invested have some shortcomings and setbacks. Let's hear from you, BD. What do you think with what Dangote is saying?
Yeah, that was actually what Dangote said recently. And what he said, it's good. But it's not just about investing in Africa. Do Africa have an enabling environment for investors' investment to thrive? That's just it. It's not that like people don't invest in Africa. I must be frank with you. Africa is one of the continents that attracts investors in large quantity. But the problem is that Africans don't sustain them. Sustainability of these investors is the problem we have. I think what he should tell African leaders is to look inward and find a way they can make their countries investment friendly. Do you understand? How they can make their environment a sustainable investment friendly, so that when people come to invest, they will be happy and be glad that, oh, I'm investing in Africa. Now, one of the things is our judicial system. Let me give you an example for Nigeria. We don't have a good judicial system. Any investor that is coming to invest in Nigeria, that will be the first thing he or she would have at the back of his mind. And if you look at the list of companies or individual investors who have left Nigeria in the past 7 or 8 years, these are one of their major concerns. So, Dangote calling on African leaders, on Africans to invest in Africa, is not just, he should educate them or tell them why they should make their environment investment friendly, so that investors can feel free, feel comfortable to come to invest. We don't like investment, but we like investment environment. We don't have an enabling environment for investors to strive on. That's just the issue.
That's just the issue. You hit this one well. Well, because you're BD, we know you handle the small business, small enterprises forum. So well said. Raji, do you think
it's quite interesting coming from Dangote? Now just take the cement industry alone. Before Dangote came into the cement industry, there were other cement companies. Dangote has shuffled out all of them out of business, except Lafarge. In fact, Lafarge has been shaken so many times that Lafarge investment keeps on dwindling. So what kind of encouragement is Dangote giving to Africans to come and invest in Africa in a situation where he himself is more or less like the mafia in charge of African investment, especially in cement? Ibeto cement is gone. You can't go into sugar industry. Dangote has taken over all those things as a mafia.
Right.
Has a stranglehold on it that you can't even breathe. Cement, he's in charge almost across the whole. Look, let him find something else to say. Let him find something else to say rather than encouraging people to come and invest in environment.
Actually, his advice is laudable to the point, I mean, individually, government, I mean, we saw what was really going on. We didn't know how much the government was investing with him until, this last time when things just kind of went belly up and we started understanding how much the government has been putting towards him. But one of the things that he's saying is also correct. If all things being equal, but all things are not equal in Africa when it comes to investment. I lost billions, with a friend of mine, when it came to this cement we're talking about. I came to Nigeria and overnight during IBB time, when money went from 18 naira to dollar to 50, and then in a couple of days it went to 78. I lost all my money. I was in Nigeria at that moment because of inflation. I wasn't able to catch up because can you imagine 18 naira to a dollar to all the way to 78? How much? Where was I going to come up with that kind of money
difference.
to the difference? It was crazy. I lost, and I nearly went crazy that I had to fly off from Nigeria. I ran from Nigeria overnight. I booked my flight in the middle of the night and I left because I was going nuts. The only thing I had to do to survive was to abandon everything, dealt with it by paying back some of the people that were buying cement from us from the bank later on. But all my resources were lost. So, when you talk about investing, coming to invest in Nigeria, there are many factors that are discouraging people. Look at how many companies that have left Nigeria in the past few years. Why are they leaving? Because of the fluctuation of our currency. You can't trust it. How can you come and put all your money in there and then all of a sudden it vanishes away, it becomes nothing but tissue paper? So that's exactly what is going on. If we want to invest in Africa, if we want to invest in our countries in Africa, what we need to do is, like what Biddy said, make the place investment friendly. Bring security and ensure that the judicial system is working so that if anything happens, these people will know that they are protected legally. But the way it is right now, it's almost like the highest bidder when it comes to our judicial system, which is not good, and it's basically government controlled, executive president government controlled. So that's exactly one of the major problems that we're talking about. So when we talk about when we talk about these things, we're talking about roads, fixing roads logistically. If I'm producing there, I need my goods to be distributed to areas. So there are so many factors. We are still in the 50s. If you talk, even 50s, we are better than that in Nigeria right now. 50s we are better. 60s we are better. As a matter of fact, 70s and 80s we are better. It seems like we're nosing down. We're nosing down instead of going up.
Instead of going up. Raji, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Yes, I think we should not denigrate the judiciary so much.
Okay.
Judiciary is our last hope. The politicians have messed up things. The executive, the legislature, they are all messed up, and they are doing everything to give the judiciary a bad name. Let us now put our efforts together to save the judiciary, because the judiciary is our last hope. If we denigrate the judiciary so much, we will not have any recourse to them. So let us be careful the way we denigrate the judiciary. It is not.
Who are
the highest bidders? Who are the highest bidders? It's from the legislature and the executive. Let us be careful.
No. You see, we cannot.
Careful. Let us
Okay,
be very,
but
because it is only, hold on,
if he
hold on,
sings
please.
like a rat,
It is only in the judiciary that you have educated people who are in position.
But what
Those
kind
in
of
the
education are
legislators
they exhibiting in their
hold on,
characteristics?
please.
What are they
Hold on,
exhibiting
please.
though? Look at what happened, look at all the mess that is
Please.
going on in our country. No,
Can
we
you
can
hold your
speak
peace,
the
please?
truth.
And let me
Speak
land.
the truth.
Let me
Speak
land.
the truth.
Let me land, please.
Okay, George, let him
It is
land.
only in the judiciary that you have people who are educated, who are trained to be in that field. Our politicians are just anybody can be a politician, anybody can get into legislation. So it is in interest of the legislature and the executive that the judiciary should be wiped up with very, very bad things, and to make them look bad, because
Olayinka, you are living in Nigeria. You are living in Nigeria. No, Massive Mark, wait. You are living in Nigeria. You have seen signs and wonders took place in the judicial system, electorally and otherwise. It's been happening. So if you let's not mask anything, speak the truth and let it stand and let shame the devil.
Truth?
So what I'm saying is this. There has been signs and all kinds of mess going on in that country. Judiciary is nothing to speak home all about when it comes to Nigeria. What we are saying, let them clean up their own houses. Let them clean up their own. If they are educated, they're supposed to act like educated people. Don't. No. Let's speak the truth. Tell me one good thing they have done.
If you are speaking together like this,
I want to hear.
Not making sense. If you can,
tell me
and listen to me. You are not making any sense to me.
No, I can't listen to you because you're biased when it comes to this. Right, we are seeing it.
You are not biased. I'm giving you.
I'm not biased. I speak the truth as it stands, and I will not compromise.
It's okay. Let's go further. But what we were discussing was the Dangote urging African business people to invest more in Africa. I think it's a noble thing to say, because we have no other continent. That's our continent. And yes, if Dangote has that power of monopoly in most businesses, we should just encourage ourselves and see how we can break through. I mean, there's nothing we can do.
Massive Mark. Listen to this. Part of the things he's saying. Okay, let's not kill let's take the message and reject the messenger.
Yes.
But what he's saying is saying that the proof that nothing is impossible. Okay, he's saying that if we invest in our country, that we can be able to compete internationally. Okay, look at Dangote refinery. It's now the largest single train refinery and was once deemed unachievable, but today is achievable, whether we like it or not. Okay, and they are now also going into targeting world dominance in fertilizer production within 40 months. So whether he's being helped, whether he's hijacking and bringing monopoly or not, he can actually encourage those that are coming up to act likewise. So, and that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying that life without challenges isn't exciting. You see, and he said the key is overcoming obstacles, not avoiding them. So, he faced a lot of challenges. We saw him even within, the period when, a lot of things were going against him. He fought against it and he was able to scale through. So, is to stop taking money out of Africa. Many of our politicians that we are talking about, when they loot this money, they take it out of the country, they put it in Swiss bank, they put it in in European banks, they put it in North American banks. They don't invest in our country, and when they die, all that money is gone.
Yes,
we're still bringing back loot from Abacha up until now. So the point is this: now he can encourage youth. He can encourage a lot of other younger Dangotes. So I will not discard the message. Yeah, individually he might have been a little, brute when it comes to application of businesses by just making sure that nobody competes with him. But the fact of the matter, the message is clear, and the message is a good message for Africans if we are going to make it in the next few years coming.
So when are you investing in Africa, Sir George?
Gentlemen, let's move on.
When are you investing in Africa?
It's okay.
I'm already investing in Africa.
Okay.
I'm already investing in Africa. Yes, I am.
Let's move on. Let's talk about the 92-year-old man that wants to go for an 8th term in office. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Viewers, that's Cameroon's President Paul Biya. Paul Biya has been in office for almost 43 years now, and Paul Biya wants to continue to be in office. Paul Biya, born Paul Pateleni Biya, February 1933. Cameroonian politician that has been, I think he's been the second longest serving president in Africa. I think I'm correct. So, gentlemen, is this not crazy that Biya still wants to? George,
it is not him. It is not him who wants to be. Yeah, it's not him. It is those people who are gaining from his presidency, because this man he can't even wear his own pants. Can't wear his own pants. He can't. If you ask him his name, he probably would take some time for him to remember. So it's not him who wants to be president again. It's the people who are gaining from his presidency. And France is one of them.
Okay, Paul Biya took power from Ahidjo. Raji, I know you remember Ahidjo. He was president of Cameroon. Yes, Ahmedou Ahidjo, 1975 to 1982. But since then, 1982, this man you see there has been the president of Cameroon. Are Cameroonians not tired of his face, George?
Well, Cameroon, you can be tired of his face, but what are you going to do? Are you going to go and kill him? So the point is this. This is part of that thing that we're talking about, African democracy. So it's running for Africa. African democracy is different from what democracy like actually.
He's the king.
Yeah, I mean, the man is 92, and if he's going to win this election again. As a matter of fact, recently, when he came out, he wanted to speak. They were telling him, he was asking, who is here? He didn't see the crowd. The crowd was there. They say you're supposed to make a speech, and it was just a comic appearance that took place. They were trying to let him know that he was supposed to make a speech. He didn't understand where he was. He didn't know his left or his right. And it was so funny. Everybody was there waiting for this man. So, but this is exactly what you see. We saw it with the former president of Zimbabwe, and then until his death. What's his name again?
Mugabe.
I forgot his name. Mugabe.
You can't compare Mugabe with this man.
But this man is the longest serving leader. The longest. He's not second. He's longest so far. He's the longest.
I think the Equatorial Guinea man is the longest.
Was the Equatorial Guinea man?
Oboing was more. He stayed longer than Paul. Yes.
Okay. So, but if Paul gets in now for another 8 years, because he's going to be there until he's almost 100, he will be the longest. So the point is this. Whether we like it or not, we are jokers when it comes to leadership in Africa. Now, I mean, why are we condemning him? Because of democracy. He hijacked the position. He wants to be there as long as he lives. And some of these things that happen sometimes. We saw this in America also with Biden, until he was basically rejected openly, and then he stepped down. So the thing about it is this: there are so many people that are unhappy with him in his country. Now this man's been there since 2008, And there are so many accusations of irregularities in the past elections, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You know, I'm laughing because this is so funny. When you're looking at a 92-year-old man, you know, and still struggling to stay there and be the president. Our former president died at the age of 82, and this man is 92, 10 years older, and still wanting to do this thing. So one of the problems he had was the oppositions that he had. You know, key challenges including in 2018 runner-up Maurice Kamto and other critical, you know, people that were after him. But he was able to hijack the whole system to the point where, like Ola said, many people that are supporting him that are gaining would want you to encourage him to stay, because as long as he's there, he will be like Buhari in Nigeria, because all the henchmen around him will be chopping good fatted meat, and nobody would say anything. So that's a good way to hijack the system, take money as long as he's alive, but when he dies now, things will go back to normal. So we hope it will be that way.
Thank you, George. Viewers, yes, SSM Wednesday African update. We've talked a lot here. Paul Biya will be there on again. We know he will win it again. There's not anybody. All right, Raji, we see what is happening also on the international side. America, Trump is saying he's disappointed with Vladimir Putin, with what he's still doing to Ukrainians. I think we'll come to talk about that on Friday. Or what do you have on that, Raji? What's your take on?
My point has been the same until the U.S. and Trump leave the two viceroys to decide what they want to do with their countries. There shall be no peace in Ukraine, with Ukraine, until NATO takes its long nose out of the issues. There wouldn't have been a war in the first place if NATO had not tried to expand beyond so close to the borders of Russia.
Okay,
there will be no peace.
George.
No peace. And the U.S. interest is always sorry, and the U.S. interest is always in extracting as much as possible from any place where they go to. They take your resources, they take your sovereign wealth, and they put you in debt.
You keep saying so, Raji. Anyway,
the point about this is, you know, politics is a function of self-interest. Diplomacy also is a function of self-interest. So you gotta represent your country. Yeah, Trump is saying that he's not done with Putin yet, but he's coming to the realization that self-imposed importance that he's putting on himself does not go away from. It doesn't extend out of his continent per se. The point is, as long as he's there, as long as he's trying to put himself in between, like this picture is saying, Putin will not bow down to anything that Trump is saying. Putin will not bow down to it. You gotta understand that this man actually is KGB trained.
Trained.
He's a KGB. Yes.
Far more intelligent than Trump can ever be.
Let's come Friday to talk more on this.
We're going to discuss it.
It's been quite interesting today, and the views have also been very good too. I want to thank you both for coming. BD fell out. I think it's a network that probably, maybe didn't stay. But gentlemen, thank you. The passion you bring to this, what we do here, is awesome. We appreciate this. So viewers, this is it. We've come Wednesday, the 16th of July, and we've done our thing. George, any last word for today?
Well, this is we call it the hump day. Hump day is the middle of the week. Hump day. Yeah. That's what we call it. Yeah. And then we're still going through the heat wave. Today is going to be the hottest in Canada. Yeah, 33 is going to be 33 today. And then with humidex, it's going to be about 40 and above. So it's been real hot. Yes, it's been hot. And then my advice to most of the Canadians that are listening, go and take advantage of the 50 places that have already been provided by the government to keep you, cool. Take advantage of the malls, take advantage of, restaurants, take advantage of cool places. Go shopping in air-conditioned places and the malls so that you can stay cool. And if you know any place where there are some of these swimming pool, go and stick yourself in there and stay cool. That's my advice. And so that until we see again tomorrow in our country here, the temperature will start scaling down to its normal yearly normal. So it's coming down. But part of the problem we've been having is actually the fire. Because of this, there's been a lot of fire taking place, and the air is not as clean and as breathable as it's supposed to be because of that. So that's where we are. But I'm wishing Canadians very, very good. And I'm wishing our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, continue the work you're doing. May you do better than your predecessors so that if anything happens to you, we will praise you rather than criticizing you. Thank you, Mr. President. May God bless you and bless the Republic of Nigeria.
The weather in Africa is good. It's very, very good for all investment. We don't have sudden changes in temperature. So it is enough encouragement for anybody who wants to invest in Africa to come. Now the temperature here is cool. It's about 1822.
Okay.
You don't even need air conditioning.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
So
Europe is still burning. Europe is still.
That's why Allah is looking so fresh. You're looking so fresh. You're looking fresh.
All right, gentlemen, we have to go. So, viewers, thank you for tuning in. Until we come again on Friday for the international update. This is SSM Wednesday signing out. George, God bless you. Bye-bye.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.